completed the dissection, the origin of fifth and seventh cranial nerves and their innervation is displayed after putting the black papers. The fifth cranial nerve arises from the anterolateral side of the medulla oblongata. It bears a Gesserian ganglion within the cranium. It has originally three important branches, as I said before. The first one, ophthalmicus superficialis, you can see here. It is a very small branch entering the orbit along with the ophthalmicus superficialis of seventh nerve. It innervates the skin of the snout and it is sensory in nature. Next is maxillaris. Maxillaris superior and maxillaris inferior are the two important branches. The maxillaris superior is ribbon-like and it runs along the floor of the orbit along with the buccal branch seventh. It innervates the skin of upper jaw, while the maxillaris inferior innervates the posterior part of upper jaw. It is also sensory in function. The third important branch is mandibularis. It runs along the posterior wall of the orbit and innervates the muscle of lower jaw, tongue and gill region. It is mixed nerve. Ophthalmicus profundus is the fourth branch. It passes through the inner side of orbit, sends a branch to the eyeball and goes to the skin of the dorsal surface of snout. It is again sensory in nature. Thus, four important branches of fifth cranial nerve or trigeminal nerve are ophthalmicus superficialis, maxillaris superior, maxillaris inferior, mandibularis and ophthalmicus profundus. Now let us see the seventh or facial nerve. It is very large nerve, emerges from the side of the medulla oblongata into two bundles. The first bundle is a thick, broad ophthalmicus superficialis running forward along the upper border of eye orbit. It innervates the lateral line receptors and ampullae of Lorenzini of the dorsal side of snout. Next is ramus buccalis. It runs along the floor of eye orbit and innervates the infraorbital canal of snout and it is associated groups of ampulla of Lorenzini. Next is ramus hyomandibularis. It runs along the posterior wall of orbit and gives out a small branch to the lateral line receptors and then divides into three important branches. The first branch, mandibularis externus, it innervates the mandibular canal, mandibularis internus, it innervates the mucous membrane of the buccal floor, then hyomandibular, it innervates the muscle of the throat, and last one, the fourth branch is ramus palatinus. It runs along the floor of the orbit and innervates the roof of the buccal and pharyngeal cavity. Thus, the fifth and seventh cranial nerves are well established and well displayed. Let us move to 10th cranial nerve or vagus nerve. Just to see here, brain and spinal cord. Brain is very large. It comprises forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain comprises cerebrum and diencephalon. Midbrain comprises two optic lobes and hindbrain comprises cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata is the posteriormost part of the brain. It is triangular in shape. It is continued backward as a spinal cord that runs along the length of the body. Vagus nerve is a very large nerve, arises from the posterior lateral side of medulla oblongata. It is divided into three main branches. The first one is branchialis, second one is visceralis, and the third one is lateralis. Branchialis consists of four main nerves. They are going around the second, third, fourth, and fifth gill pouches. Each branchialis consists of pre-traumatic, post-traumatic, and pharyngeal branches. Please go through the diagram. The pre-traumatic branch that runs along the anterior border of the gill pouches. Post-traumatic runs along the posterior border of gill pouches. The last branch is pharyngeal. It innervates the mucous membrane of pharynx. Thus, branchialis is the main nerve that gives subbranches to the second, third, fourth, and fifth gill pouches. Next one is visceralis. It is a large nerve which runs backward into the body cavity, where it innervates the viscera, including alimentary canal, liver, lungs, and heart. The last one, lateralis. Lateralis runs parallel to the spinal cord, and it gives branches to the lateral line sense organs or receptors of along the length of the body. Thus, 10th cranial nerve is well established and well displayed. I hope it is helpful to you. If you have any clarification, please contact me. Thanks for your patience listening. Thank you.